It was cold. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Salisbury City Council work session, February 20th. We have a short agenda today. Don't know how long that's going to take, but we will proceed. First item is donation of Eastern Shore Drive property from the city to Mike Dunn Union Realty. Good afternoon, Susan.
Good afternoon. We have a draft resolution here of a donation of parcel on Eastern Shore Drive. And the parcel is very small, as you see there on the map. It's only 1,375 square feet. And as looking on the map there, it's on the very tip. And
Yeah.
the three parcels there are owned by Union Realty, which is Mike Dunn. So the city is currently maintaining that lot. So we're, since we're doing all the maintenance, and it just makes more sense to give it to the adjoining property owner there because it's not large enough for any redevelopment. So it's serving the city of Salisbury no purpose. So it's better just to get it back on the tax rolls and give it to the adjoining property owner, and he can just make it a part of his property.
Just out of curiosity, how do we end up with that? I'm just curious.
I researched the property with deeds, and I went back as far as I could, and I went back so far I could not find any information. So we've owned it for an extremely long time. So I don't know how we ended up with it, and I don't know when we acquired it. And as you look also at the attached SDAT printout,
Yeah,
there is no.
yeah, there's nothing.
There's no
information. No date of,
no previous owner
Yeah.
information, so
Yeah.
looks like we've had it for quite some time.
can you
Well,
enlighten us?
it could be like when we widened Eastern Shore Drive, or it could be as a result of that.
Oh, so we squared it off and,
Well, I mean, that road didn't used to be that wide. When they put
Right.
the Eastern Shore Drive through there,
Yeah.
it might have been part of that condemnation proceeding.
oh, okay.
Because it used to be the little road, what's the road behind it? That
Cross-
was, Division Street.
Divi-
Yeah,
yeah,
that little
Division.
stretch of-
Division.
Yeah.
And that was the main thoroughfare, and then when they created Eastern Shore Drive, they probably just took everything
Gotcha,
except
gotcha.
that.
Yeah.
The only thing I have a question about is the plat also shows an alley there,
Between the
Between
white space.
between the white space. If that alley is gonna be another issue, if that is city property, then maybe we ought to just close the alley as well.
It would make sense to me that it would be a private alley, then it would be maintained by
Yeah.
Mr. Dunn.
Right.
You have to close it.
But it's like an alley to nowhere, as long as we don't have to take care of it,
Right, because that's the intention of this, is not have to do any city maintenance.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense from that point of view.
I'll figure out what that alley is. We were gonna send the surveyor out there anyway, because I said I didn't think we ought to give it away until he confirmed what we were giving away, so we weren't. So when he looks at it, I'll ask him what that alley is.
Could that be an easement?
It could be an alley that's actually never been opened, and it could be that he's been cutting the grass and treating the alley as his property for the last 20 years. In which case it would
Be his.
legally be his anyway.
Right.
So, but I just haven't physically examined it yet. That's why we wanted Les to go out there and just take a look at it before we did the
Okay.
deed.
Okay.
Any questions?
No,
Consensus then?
yes.
Okay, we're good. That
Thank
takes
you.
care of that one. Donation of 322 Princeton Avenue to the city of Salisbury.
This is another property that we have. This is actually donating to the city of Salisbury. This is a structure that has fire damage and is owned by Marvin and Beverly Steen. This is a piece of land that's on the very end of Princeton Avenue, and the house needs to be demoed, but the land actually has some value to it. Roughly about $1,100, and the location of it, I feel, that would be important to the city of Salisbury. I think we could do something to a redevelopment later on because of the location, and Public Works, because of how the structure is located, be an easy one for Public Works to take down for us. There's lots of open land there that they could set their equipment up and tear it down. It'd be an easy tear down. It's a small house. It'd be cheap for us to dispose of the debris.
Size of there's nothing in here in the packet, is there? I didn't see
For the
anything.
finished, the land is 4,750. The above-grade living area is 1,023 square feet, so it's a very small house. It's the typical cookie cutter house that's in that
It's the,
area.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. But we could definitely redevelop that in the future.
Okay. Questions? Okay, we're okay with their consensus there. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the information report, too. Appreciate it. Chief, come forward.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's always, you know what, it's just nice to be able to tell the chief to come forward when, for so many years, the chief would say, go get that.
Thank you, Mr. President.
How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Very good, thank you. You're requesting some peoples.
Yeah, what council sees before them is a budget amendment to add one additional firefighter EMT to staff and one fire inspector one to staff for the purposes of following our 4-year staffing improvement plan that we presented to council a year and a half ago. This just kind of incrementally knocks it off. And then the additional of the fire inspector is to accomplish the work of the fire marshal's office that heretofore has not been staffed to accomplish.
Will that inspector report to Eric, or will he report to,
Well, his direct supervisor would be to the fire marshal, who reports to the fire chief.
gotcha, okay.
And Chief, I think the important thing to add is that there is no new money here. This is already
That was my next
budgeted.
question, you know me.
I love talking about money. So
I know you do.
I love talking about money. City Administrator Glanz is correct. That money for both of these positions are already allocated in the FY18 budget as an expense line for fire inspection. It'll just need to be reallocated up to personnel services.
Okay. And that will cover both the salaries and bennies,
It will.
okay? I saw Eric on the other, he's very busy.
He is very busy. As you know, the newly created and appointed Fire Marshal's division, Fire Marshal Kramer is tying up 100% of his time doing there are multiple things involved in fire prevention, code enforcement. In this particular case, the fire marshal is currently involved in doing what are the plan reviews, permitting, and all of the associated inspections with new development, getting a building from groundbreaking to commission. This inspector position will be doing inspections, ongoing verifiable inspections on existing building stock, moving forward, so.
Okay. And the total for the two of them is what? Could you have,
I don't have it committed in my memory.
do you have it?
Do you know?
the
Julie,
total?
Is it in the, I
It's
didn't
not in-
bring
it's
it
not
down.
in the
It's not
packet.
in the ordinance.
It's less than 100,000,
Absolutely.
okay. Other-
I can find that information for council if they need.
No, as long as it's below.
Oh, it's well below.
100, fine. Any other questions?
No.
No? Okay.
Thank you,
You're
Mr.
good.
President. Thank you, council
Have a
members.
good- Have a good night.
You
Have
as
a
well.
quiet one. Those are the items on the agenda. Anything for the good of the order? Other items? I want to thank the people who came to the Coffee with the Council the other night. Hopefully, we can have a better turnout next time, but good discussions. And I think the next, we're going to try to schedule one in June. And I think we're due on the south side. We haven't had one on the south side. We've been at fire headquarters, we've been at Dagsboro, we've been at Emmanuel. So I think, yeah, south is where we should go, and then, we'll try to get the word out a lot sooner and do some marketing on it, because I think it's good and healthy, and I think the discussions were really, really good, and, more people could participate. Okay, if there's no other business, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.